Hello my Virgos, this is the Sun Woman. Thank you so much for joining me for this new moon reading for January 2017. Happy New Year to all of my beautiful Virgos. This new moon reading is going to cover the period of December 29th through to January 27th, which is that new moon period in Capricorn. Now, the new moon in Capricorn is going to be highlighting your fifth house, okay? So the fifth house is your house of romance. It's the house of creativity. It's the house of children. If you have children, then they are ruled by the fifth house. It's the house of taking risks, okay? Risk taking in your life. And so these areas are going to be highlighted, and we can go through the cards to see what the influences are going to be for you for January in this area of your life. Now, I just want to thank all of you for liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel, liking and sharing my videos. Thank you so much for being part of the Sun Woman community. For those who are new subscribers, welcome. For those who have been with the channel for a while, I thank you so much for your loyalty, and thank you so much for being part of my world, okay, in this community. If you'd like a private reading, you can contact me at the link below in the information box here. That is my website, and you can hit me up on Facebook as well, okay? So this is going to be your reading for that period of January and the new moon in Capricorn. After I finish this reading, I'm also going to do a 3-card reading for 2017, for the new year. Each card will represent 4 months of the year to kind of see what the overview is going to be for you for 2017. Okay, and remember, this is a general reading for my Virgo sun, moon, and rising. All right, so as we're coming into the month of January, for the first week of that period, you know, the first 7 to 10 days, if we include the days from December, we're coming in with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, not the Knight, the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Now, I feel like for many of you, this message is going to be very strong for those of you who have children, whether they are young children or, you know, growing up, teenagers, young adults. I feel like the first week of January is going to bring some really positive developments where your kids are involved, okay? This could be, you know, a gathering of the family. You could be celebrating something, could be birthdays, could be, you know, celebrating good grades. A lot of, you know, everybody is out on winter break right now for the new year. So, you know, you could be reuniting with your kids, reuniting with loved ones, family get-togethers for the holidays. And so they're definitely, you know, I'm feeling like there is, you know, there's a sense of peace, there's a sense of balance. You and a partner may be working well together. There may be, you know, a strong sense of family, unity, and community. There is definitely the influence of a earth sign energy, which could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. The Page of Pentacles can also represent you, okay, coming into January with things really under control, okay? You've kind of got everything in your hands. You are you know, in good control of your financial situation. You have been working hard. And, you know, if you don't have children, this page can, as I said, represent you really, you know, taking care of business and being able to kind of sit back and relax, be at home, enjoy your family situation, enjoy your loved ones, enjoy a partner. The Ace of Cups is here next to the Four of Wands, so this can definitely indicate, you know, some solidarity in relationships, a balanced relationship, love situation. Some of you could be meeting someone new if you're not currently involved with someone. If you are in a partnership, the Ace of Cups next to the Four of Wands definitely represents a good situation, a good balanced partnership where there is, you know, unity, you're on the same page, you're working towards the same goals, and, you know, just definitely good news. Things are peaceful, there's balance in the home, there is emotional connection in the home as well, okay, or in that relationship. Now, it's very interesting to me because the energy kind of shifts and changes a little bit as we're coming out of the first week of January. So you come into the year really kind of on top of things. As I said, maybe things going really well as far as your family situation, loved ones, or this, a younger person in your life. It could be a partner, could be someone who is younger than you, and just, some of you could be getting engaged, some of you could be getting married. There could be a solidification of a relationship at the beginning of of the month. Some of you could be getting, that engagement ring. This Page of Pentacles has this pentacle in his or her hand and is offering it. So next to that Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups, that could definitely represent an engagement, you being given a gift that, represents a solidification of a relationship, a commitment, a union, okay? Anytime I see this Four of Wands here, it reminds me of the chuppah that those of the Jewish faith are married below, underneath. So, that for me, specifically represents marriage as well, the Four of Wands coming up. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups there, definitely some positive developments there, definitely a feeling of emotional fulfillment. There could be some nostalgia, some kind of reminiscing about the past, about family situations. So, definitely good energy as we're coming into the month of January. Now, it's interesting because I included in the reading some oracle cards that kind of cement the message, or give us a little bit more of an anchor of the message that we have here. And the card that you received for that first week is before completion. Okay, now it's interesting to me because this card, when it comes up, it often gives me the impression that you, or in this situation, the person has been kind of walking on eggshells. Okay, there's some situation that's taken place, some kind of imbalance or instability that you are walking away from very carefully, very gingerly, okay? Taking very careful steps. If you see this person here, behind him or her is this broken ice, okay? And it's like the ice is cracking behind them, and they're kind of walking very carefully to get across the ice that's still intact over to the shore here where the snow is. So some of you may have been in a situation where you felt like you were walking on thin ice, okay, where you really had to be careful about what you say and you do, your actions, your decisions. Maybe people in your life have been quite temperamental, and so you have really kind of had to deal with them with with a velvet glove type of energy, in order to keep the peace, okay? And so I am seeing, with this energy here, this positive energy at the beginning of January, you've been doing a good job with that. Okay, you've been doing a good job kind of keeping things on an even keel. There is some balance, some emotional balance that is going to be taking place there. Now, what happens here next toward the middle of January is interesting because the instability that is being represented in this oracle card kind of is reflected as we get deeper into the month, okay? Because you come into the middle part of January with, a few of the cards it coming up in reverse and representing a little bit of tension, a little bit of conflict here, okay? So, what's going to happen here where the bubble kind of bursts, or the pieces, the piece that you came into the month is kind of disturbed. You have the Knight of Pentacles here reversed. You have the Queen of Swords reversed, and you have the Five of Wands reversed. And so it may be that whatever you were experiencing through the month of December, that kind of, you got this break from. People were acting better, tempers were being kept down, the mood was very kind of complacent and peaceful, and things were on an even keel. That kind of sense of peace that you have, it feels like in some way it is going to be kind of a temporary break from what you may have been dealing with through the month of December. Because we have some conflict here. The Five of Wands is here, and then you have the Queen of Swords reversed and that Knight of Pentacles reversed. So it feels like you may be in a little bit of conflict with someone in your life. There may be, some kind of push and pull energy, not really fighting and arguments, but just kind of a jostling back and forth where there are, tiffs here and there, and kind of moodiness going on, and people kind of a little cranky. There might be some conflict there where you're not seeing eye to eye with someone in your life. Now the Knight of Pentacles is here reversed, and so I feel like this Knight represents you. It is the Earth sign Knight, and the Knight is, when the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, it's as though they're kind of stuck. They're stuck in a situation, okay? For some reason, they're not able to make forward movement, forward progress. Now, next to the Knight of Pentacles is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is reversed. And when the Queen of Swords reversed comes up, there is a sense of estrangement or detachment, or some kind of separation type of energy, okay, from this Knight of Pentacles. So, it may be that, perhaps some of you were on vacation, or some of you were, taking that break, that respite, and things were on an even keel. But then as we get toward the middle of the month, there is some imbalance that returns. There are some personality conflicts, as I said, not seeing eye to eye with someone. It's like, I feel like what was going on before the first week of January kind of rears its ugly head again, okay? And I think that the reason that this is happening for you, Virgo, is that something is trying to change. Something new is trying to come into your life. And it could be a new way of thinking. It could be a new way of living. It could be, new energy. The card that is anchoring that middle part of January is this oracle card, which is difficulty in the beginning. And difficulty in the beginning talks about growing pains. It talks about kind of there being a sense of vulnerability or inexperience here. So what is it that's going on? Well, I feel like many of my Virgos are moving into a different phase of their life, okay? Some of you may be moving out of a home situation. Some of you may be, gaining more independence and going out into the world, if you are a younger Virgo, and they're still kind of gaining your sense of who you are, your sense of self, okay, as opposed to, who you've been to the people around you. So a lot of you are trying to free yourself from something, from the past, from an old way of doing things, perhaps from connections that you have had in the past. And that first week of January is kind of a glimpse into what could be and what you have the possibility of manifesting. But then, you're having to deal again with this sense of instability. Some of you are having growing pains, okay? Some of you are evolving and moving past whatever ties that have you have been connected to, and you're trying to change your life and evolve and move forward along your journey. And there's some kind of energy that is still pulling at you, like it's pulling at you, it's niggling, it's trying to hold you back, okay? Something is holding you back. And I think that it is very much can be personality conflicts. You may be dealing with people who are, they're happy one minute and then they're upset the next, okay? There's kind of like a bipolar energy going on here where everything is cool one day and then the next day somebody's having a, a fit, or a shift in personality or a shift in mood. There's a lot of moodiness going on here, somewhat in the energy that is surrounding you, and you're really having to try and keep your balance. As you're trying to move forward, like something keeps pulling you backwards. So I definitely feel like a lot of you are going to need to make a decision as to, whether you're going to continue to allow this energy to affect you negatively, or whether you are going to be able to retain this sense of peace and balance that you, as I said, that you've had a glimpse of, but that for some reason is just not, it's not sticking, okay? It's not sticking. And again, I feel like you may be dealing with someone in your home environment or in your relationship situation, or a child or a lover, a partner who has a lot of instability going on as far as their feelings, as far as what they want in their life, perhaps even where they want to see the relationship go. So, it's a bit of conflicting energy, and it even kind of continues on as we go through the month, because you have the Six of Wands here towards the end of the month. You have the Four of Pentacles. They're both reversed, and then you end up with the Ten of Cups at the end of the reading. So, for many of you, I feel like it's like one step forward, two steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back type of energy, okay? Kind of just when you feel that you have gained that sure footing, or that you've regained your balance, someone in your environment is throwing things off, okay? And as a result, it's throwing you off. Now, the Six of Wands, next to the Four of Pentacles, they both being reversed, Six of Wands talks about news coming through, okay? Some kind of information coming through. And I feel like it is something that is going to kind of test your patience, okay? There may be a feeling like the progress that you've made, or the way that you are... okay, this is what I'm feeling, and it's kind of a strange message, but I feel like you're very concerned about how the world sees you and your reputation, okay, and how you are perceived, how loved ones see you, how a lover sees you, how the world around you, your co-workers, your family. You're very much caught up and concerned about your reputation and, how you are perceived by the world around you. And that's important to you. And some of you sometimes may prefer to keep up appearances, even if things are not really going well, because you, as a Virgo, you want everything in its place. You want everything in order. You want things to be stable. You are that earth sign. You want a stable emotional life, a stable financial picture, a stable home, family. You want all your ducks in a row, and you want everything in a structured, stable way, okay? Sometimes, though, you will give that impression even when things are not necessarily that way. And so the Six of Wands and the Four of Pentacles talk about grasping on to, holding on to something in order to give the impression that things are okay. All right, even if things are not okay. So you have to really take a look at what's going on here. All right, there definitely is a shift of energies, that is, that you need to try and get a hold of here, because with the Ten of Cups here at the, as the final card, I feel like sometimes when the Ten of Cups comes up, okay, and it's surrounded by positive cards, it can really talk about emotional fulfillment, a happy family life, a happy marriage, a happy and stable situation, okay, a happy emotional or fulfilling emotional situation. But right now you have the Ten of Cups here surrounded by the Four of Pentacles, diagonally by the Queen of Swords reversed and the Five of Wands reversed. And so I feel like at the end of the month you are definitely going to be doing everything you can to achieve a level of satisfaction, to achieve some balance in your relationship, in your family situation. Okay, the Ten of Cups shows a happy couple, and there are 2 children there, and there's a home in the background, and that rainbow of cups. But sometimes the Ten of Cups can be, for lack of a better word, a BS card. Okay, when it's surrounded by unstable cards, it can represent that keeping up appearances even though what you see on the outside is not really what's going on. It's not reflecting what's going on inside. And so I feel that many of you may be holding on to something that really is not giving you this fulfillment in real life. It looks like it is, but it's like you're holding on to what you know because you're afraid of the unknown. Okay, you may be afraid of letting go of this perceived positive situation because you're not quite sure of what you would do after that, or where you would go, or who you would be with. Okay, so this can have, again, this can concern itself with a marriage. It can concern itself with a long-term relationship. I'm also getting, and this just flashed in front of my eyes just now, keeping up appearances for the kids. Okay, so some of you may be trying to maintain this family structure because you don't want to destabilize your children. All right, if this is, a relationship that has resulted in children. And so I feel like, you are holding on tightly and trying so hard to live in this Four of Wands, Ace of Cups energy, but you still have this unstable ice behind you, and you still have all of this unstable energy. I pulled one more card here because I wanted to try and, when I was looking at the cards here before I started recording, I really was like, this just does, for some reason it's not making sense, because you have this wonderful card, the Ten of Cups, but it's surrounded by all these upside down energy cards. And the card that I pulled was the Magician reversed. Okay, and the Oracle card that I pulled to anchor the message here was work on what has been spoiled. Okay, so the message that I'm getting here is that you are trying to hold things together, Virgo. You're trying to keep it together, whether it's for the public or your friends or your family or for the kids. You're trying to give this impression that everything is okay. And as I said, there are moments where you have glimpses of maybe what used to be or what could be, but then it kind of shifts because someone in your life is shifting, and you're having to kind of shift with that energy, and it throws you off. I pulled the Magician card, and the Magician card comes up reversed. When Magician comes up reversed, it can often represent someone who is pulling the wool over your eyes, or they are not being above board, or they're being underhanded, or they're being sly. They're not acting out of integrity. Okay, so some of this energy that you may be feeling may be because the person that you're dealing with is either hiding something, hiding their actions, hiding their intentions, or there is just a lack of motivation. Okay, when the Magician is right side up, he or she really has all of those energies and looking to manifest and looking to create something big and that will endure, that will last, that will have emotional attachment to it, that has energy, that has passion and fire. When the Magician is reversed, that motivation is not there, that desire is not there, that that connection, that involvement is not there. Okay, something is holding that energy back. And the oracle card I have here, work on what has been spoiled. Well, that kind of speaks for itself, that in some way here, something that was once good has been spoiled, whether it's by someone else's actions. And some of the messages on this card are very telling. Okay, it says healing, correct past mistakes, make repairs, clean up corruption. Okay, so often that Magician reverse represents someone who is corrupt. Their actions are corrupt. They're not being above board. They are doing things behind the scenes or behind your back, perhaps. And the card says restore balance, responsible action. So it may be that someone is acting irresponsibly and you are trying to pick up the pieces. You're trying to work on what's been spoiled. You're trying to heal a situation. But the message here is that you can't do it by yourself. Okay, no matter what your intentions, no matter what your desires, no matter what your hopes and wishes are for a situation, if that other person is not committed, if they are not involved, if they are not focused on the same goals, dreams, relationship goals, the same. If they're not focused on the same trajectory, the same journey that you are focused on, then this unstable energy is going to keep happening. All right? So it may be time for you to sit down and have a conversation with someone in your life and say, okay, listen, what are we doing here? Where does this relationship stand? Are we going through the motions? Are we putting up a good front? So that everybody thinks that everything's okay? Are we doing this just for the kids so that we're not destabilizing them? But in the meantime, we're having this conflict. We're having this push and pull energy. Something is trying to change. Something is trying to be, to be born, to be reborn here. Some of you are trying to break out of this shell that's been holding you back. And you want to make a change. You want to break out of this cycle of instability, of being up one day and down the next day. Okay? But you are not quite sure. You're insecure. You're not sure where to turn or what to do. You feel vulnerable. All right? So at the base of the deck here is the Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands reverse can represent a few things. And one of the things the Knight of Wands reverse can represent is someone who is acting selfishly. Okay? So you may be dealing with someone who is really at this point thinking only about their own desires or their own motivations. Okay? It's a night energy. So it's a young energy. And young, when I say young, I mean immature when it comes up reversed. So, you know, you may be dealing with someone who is trying to, you know, who's having a midlife crisis and trying to live their second childhood, or trying to live like, you know, like they were living 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Someone who is not necessarily wanting to face the responsibility of a relationship. They may talk a good game. They may appease you. They may try to make things look or feel stable, but they really are very focused on what's going on inside their own head. You know, this knight is looking off into the distance. Okay, looking off. You know, they're holding on to this staff, but they're not looking at the staff. They're looking beyond that. So it may be someone that's holding on to you because they don't want to let you go. They're used to this situation. They are used to the stability that you as this stable Virgo provide to them, but they're not, they're in it, but they're not in it. They're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They're holding on to you, but they are looking beyond you. Okay? So if this is the case, you need to weed this out. You need to find out where you stand with this person and where this relationship stands, because face it, this is a new year. You want new beginnings. You want to know where you stand emotionally, and you want to know where you're going if this is a relationship situation. Okay? Now, for some of you, this could be a career reading, and it could have to do with some instability that's going on in your job situation, some conflict or competition going on, and you know, you're really trying to, you are trying to hold on to a situation, but you're not really getting the feedback or the support or, you know, the promotion or the recognition that you deserve here. Okay? The Knight of Pentacles is holding on to something very tightly. The Four of Pentacles is holding on to something very tightly. Holding on to monies, holding on to a job, a position. But there is unstable energy. There could be someone who's really on top of you. It could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, who is not a really nice character to deal with. Could be, you know, it's coming up as a Queen reverse, who can be very tough, very biting, very sarcastic person, very hard, you know, hardcore personality, you know, can be very harsh, lack of sensitivity. You know, again, that energy could apply to your relationship situation as well. And, you know, you may be needing to find your rainbow, find your corner of the sky, to be willing to let go of what you've been holding on so tightly, so that you can really go to where is going to give you that sense of satisfaction and that sense of fulfillment. Okay? Very possibly this magician could be you not making that effort. You have all the talent in the world, you have all the gifts, all the skill in the world, you have all the creativity in the world, but you're holding yourself back because of fear of change. Something is trying to be born, okay? Something is trying to change. You're tired of walking on eggshells with people around you. You want to fix what's been spoiled. You want to make up for past mistakes and heal a situation and restore balance in your life. Okay? But unless you take action, then you could be this Knight of Wands reversed, who is holding on to something so tightly and looking beyond at what could be, but he or she can't let go of this staff. Okay? The wands are fire and energy. When the wands are coming up reversed, that fire, that energy is extinguished. It's not lit. It's not being used effectively. Okay? So there could be opportunities that want to come through for you, but if you don't go after them, if you don't motivate yourself to move forward, then you're not going to benefit from them. All right? So, you know, this is your reading for January. My Virgos, a lot, you know, to absorb here. You might have to replay this video to catch all of the messages that are here. And as I said, some will apply, some will not apply, but you'll know if this message is for you this month. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull one more oracle card for you, and then I'll go into the reading for 2017. And I'll tell you, so far, in most of the readings that I've done, cards that have come up here in, you know, in the general reading here have come up in the 2017 reading. Now, you only have one major arcana, and that is actually the card that I pulled as a clarifier. So that's interesting, and that's something that I have to make a point about. Since you don't have major arcana coming up here for January, a lot of this is within your control to change. Okay, these are more mundane aspects of life, whereas the major arcana deal with more, you know, sweeping changes and sweeping emotional situations and opportunities and spiritual energies that are working strongly to influence the situation. But when you have a reading that's coming up with only minor arcana, there's a lot going on in your daily life that you need to get a grasp of, that you need to get control of and get a handle on. Okay, and again, you have a bunch of court cards here. You have that Page of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords here. Okay, and so there are personalities that are factoring in here that are going to be influencing you for January. You want to make sure that you're on top of things and that you're really seeing things clearly and seeing people for who they are and seeing a situation, your situation, for what it truly is, and not kind of walking through things with blinders on, reluctant to make change if you need to do that because you're afraid of losing what you have. But if what you have is not fulfilling you, then you won't be losing anything at all. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and pull a card here. The oracle card for you, Virgo, for January. What's the oracle card for Virgo for January? What's the oracle card for Virgos for January? Oracle card message for Virgos. Okay. All right, building blocks. Excellent. So, okay, here we go. Building blocks. All right, so, you know, something is trying to be created here. Something is trying to take form in your life. You are building something in your life. Now, I feel like many of you are standing on something that you've already created, standing on something you've already built, a structure in your life, whether it's a home, whether it's a family, whether it's a job situation, whether it's a career. But this month is asking you to take some risks. Remember, I told you that the 5th house has to do with risk taking. And so you may be presented with a situation that is going to require you to have to take a risk, make a change, make a decision. The people around you may force you to make moves that you need to make rather than remain complacent. Okay? You are building your life right now at whatever stage of your life you are. You know, whatever decade, whatever phase of development, of human development that you are in, you are building this life every day. Every action that you take, every connection that you make, you are building your life. And you have to make sure that what you are building is based on a strong structure, okay? That you are building a structure that is durable, that will last, that will endure, that you can depend on, all right? If what you are building is faulty, if who you're building with is not committed to, or not engaged in the same work with the same goals and the same dreams as you, then you need to find someone who will help you build what you're trying to create. Okay? Because a house that is built on an unstable foundation is not going to endure. It's not going to last. And that can be used literally and symbolically for you. Okay, Virgo? So make sure that the building blocks that you are using in your life through 2017, starting in this month of January, that they are elements that will help create a stable structure and a stable life for you. Okay? If those building blocks are not secure, then get rid of them. You don't need them. Okay? You need elements, people, thought processes, vibrations, energies that are going to help you build something strong and lasting in your life. Okay? All right, so that's your message for January of 2017. Let me just pull up the cards here, and then I will pull 3 major arcana that will represent 2017 for you, okay? Let me just turn this deck over. And as I said, I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards. I'm sorry, not oracle cards, 3 major arcana cards. And each one of those cards is going to represent 4 months. So first card is January through April. Second card is May through August. And the third card is September through December. So let's see. As I said, you didn't get any major arcana cards in the 9-card reading except for the one clarifier that I pulled. And, that was pretty significant, that Magician, because the Magician, either if you are dealing with someone in your life and you're not quite sure where they stand, you have a better idea now, because either they're not committed or they have dealings going on somewhere else that is preventing them from being 100% in your corner or with you, all right? Or there is a lack of motivation in some way. If that Magician reverse card is you, then you know that it's you that needs to make moves, that needs to stop procrastinating, that needs to be aware of your power that you have and use it in whatever area that is, that needs change and that needs growth. Where you're afraid to make that change. You have all the tools that you need, Virgo. All the tools that you need. Okay? That's what that Magician card is indicating. But you have to wield those tools. So let's see what 2017 is bringing. It's for Virgo for 2017. These are my well-worn major arcana cards. I love them. Lots of energy with them. They're a little beat up, but they have been well loved. So let's see what they have for you, Virgo. Alright, and I read them right side up. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the beginning of 2017. I know there's a little bit of a glare. I'll try and pull it up here for you. We have the Hanged Man, And we have the World card. Okay. All right. So these are some really strong cards. So initially, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is exactly what it says. It's the Wheel of Fortune turning in your life. Something is trying to change. You know, if things have been unstable, if you have been looking for, needing, desiring, requiring a change, know that that wheel is turning, okay? And that major changes are going to be taking place in your life, definitely within the first 4 months of January. Now, the Wheel of Fortune often, you know, it brings circumstances, events, people into our lives that bring opportunities, okay? Opportunities for transformation, opportunities for change. But the thing about opportunities is that if you don't grasp a hold of them, then they can fly by, you know, like that wheel that turns. If you don't grab a hold of the wheel and hold on to it and move with it, turn with it, then you're going to miss out on those opportunities that could be presenting themselves to you. So January through April, I want you to keep your eyes open for any opportunities to change, to make changes in your life. When I see the Wheel of Fortune, sometimes this for me can represent travel. And it's interesting, you have the World card here too. So I feel like some of my Virgos are going to be doing some significant travel in 2017. You may be presented with the opportunity to either, and travel for me, when I talk about travel, I'm talking about another country, you know, another culture, another continent. So world travel. So many of you may be presented with an opportunity to uproot yourself and move to somewhere far beyond where you are right now or where you may have ever contemplated going. Some of you may receive the opportunities for new job offers, new job situations may come through. You know, the Wheel of Fortune also has a lot to do with protection and with guidance. And so, you know, you could encounter people that come into your life that offer you a lot of really good advice and, you know, help show you how to take advantage of opportunities that may be presenting themselves. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. You know, when we're down, we're going to go up, and when you're up, you can't always stay up. You know, the wheel's going to come down. But whatever does happen in your life, know that these are changes that need to happen. You know, the time is now. This new year is bringing those things about. Because there's somewhere that you are right now and there's somewhere else you need to be. And so as that wheel is moving, you're going to have the opportunity to make that move, to make that change, to make that progress. Often when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it brings opportunity for progress that comes very quickly. And, you know, changes that you've been hoping to make in your life. It brings those opportunities very quickly, kind of out of the blue, okay? And you have to keep your eyes open and be aware so that you can take advantage of them, okay? The Hangman here is representing you toward the middle of 2017. I feel like you're going to be kind of taking stock of whatever changes have come through for you through the first 4 months. And there may be a period of kind of stagnancy, but it really isn't. You need to look at it from a different perspective. It may just be that you need to take another look or see things from a different perspective, okay? So if the changes that come through are not necessarily what you were hoping for, this Hangman says to you, you need to see it from a different perspective, because what may seem like being in limbo, or what may seem like is out of your control, that these changes may take things out of your control, as I said with the major arcana. Whatever it is moving you to a point where you need to be. And some cycle of your life, phase of your life is ending and a new phase is beginning. And that's what's going on toward the end of 2017. All right? So you want to keep your eyes open. You want to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves. If things slow down toward the middle of the year, don't be afraid of that. Let that happen, because you need time to process the changes that have come through. And that, middle part of 2017 is going to allow you that time to kind of sit back, hang out, relax a little bit, process what's taken place, so that you can see things from a different perspective and understand that you are making leaps and bounds from here to there. The World card is a card about success, achievement, achieving your goals, achieving some level of progress toward what it is that you're hoping for. So to have the World coming at the end of your reading here is really a good sign, because it means that whatever work you're putting in, whatever hopes and wishes and dreams that you have, it looks like you will be victorious. You're coming to the pinnacle of success in those areas, and you should be very happy and very optimistic about the end of 2017. All right, my Virgos, so this has been your message. I hope that this reading has resonated for you. Thank you again for being part of the Sun Woman community. Please contact me for a personal reading if you want something more, that is specific to your situation. I wish you all love, peace, and joy. A happy new year to all, and I bid you namaste.